So let's go over this review. Today we're going to review. It should be almost everything that's represented on your test. This won't look exactly like your test. Your test might be a little longer, like I might have more questions of the same thing, but these types of questions will definitely be on your test. So let's start off with the first one. A student has 11 test scores, and these are the test scores. We're going to first make a stem and leaf plot. Now, a stem and leaf plot, I don't remember we did this class, but it's very easy. A stem and leaf plot, you want to start off by making a little like cross section here. And then in this place, you're going to put the tens. So this is going to be the tens digit. And this place is going to be the ones digit. So start off with that. If you have a paper, just use a paper. If you wanted to print out the thing I posted, go print it out. But again, this is recorded, so if you miss a little bit, you can just catch it up later. There's the tens, and this is the ones. All right. So in a stem and leaf plot,
Give me a minute to copy it down.
you don't need to copy down the problem. Copy down the work because
You're giving us those?
it's already been posted on Google Classroom.
Okay, and then you're recording it so I can like.
I'm recording it, and I'm going to post the answers afterwards.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
No problem. So here we got to draw a stem and leaf plot. So the tens place is going to represent all the tens places. For example, this is 3. So this is going to be a 30, or I should say this is a 30. So 3 is going to be here. I see some 40s. So the 40 is going to be here. And I see a 50. So 50 is going to be here. This student does horrible, yo. This guy has not gotten above 50. All right, well, sad for him. Either way. So I'm going to put in my tens place all the tens I see. So I see a 30, I see a 40, and I see a 50. I don't see any other ones, so I'm not going to put any other ones. After I do that, I'm going to place the ones in order. Now the data here is in order, and I think I'll give it to you in order just to save you time. So I'll probably give it to you in order. So you want to go from least to greatest. So this is 35. So in the 30s row, you're going to put a 5. So you read it as 35. Next one is 36. So next here, you're going to put on the 3 row, 6. You read it as 36. 3 is hey man, and 6 in the ones digit. Next one, 38. So 3 and 8. For this one, we're done. We don't have any more 30s, so we're going to move on to the 40s. So 40s, I see just a 40, so that'll be a 0 here. There's the O right here, the 40. 42, so in the 4 row, I'll put a 2. I'll put another 2. And I'm going to go a little bit faster now. I'm going to put all the one-digit numbers that goes with 40. So 45, 45, 47, 48, and 49. So all the one-digit numbers I took care of. Or not one-digit numbers, all the 40s and the one digits in the 40s. Okay. And the 50s, looks like this is a 50, a 50, and a 50. So 3 zeros. Guess I'll do it in blue to keep it consistent, but 3 zeros. Fifty, 50, 50. For a stem and leaf plot, you're done. This is the stem, where it comes from. And this is the leaves that blow out of it. So your stem is your tens place, and your leaves are the ones place. Okay, let's go to the next part of the question. Find the mean, median, and mode. So since I said median first, I'll do median. So I need to find the middle. And the middle is really easy when everything's in order. I just have to count from the outside in. So I'm just going to use underline. I don't like crossing them out because sometimes you need to reread it again. So I'm going to underline. That's the first one. That's the second one. That's the third one. Oh, and I just want to be clear. You could have done it on this data too. You could have done the count from the outside in on these numbers too. I'm going to use the stem leaf plot just to practice using the stem leaf plot. But you could have done it from this data also. So let's continue. 4 in, 5 in, 6 in, 7 in. There's only one left. 5. Because it's just 5.
Just one with 2.
I could give you one that's 2.
Okay.
Okay. Because it's just.
No, are you going to, or like?
Ask that question one more time.
Are you going to or no?
I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Let me explain what it is, this one, which is if it's a single one, it's just 5. Let's say in a different world where you had an even amount of things. So you had like, let's say 5 and 6 in the middle. So these two would be in the middle. You need to find what's in between. And when you find what's in between, you could just simply do 5 plus 6, the two numbers, divided by 2. That would give you 5.5. And you should try to tell yourself, yeah, 5.5 should be between 5 and 6. If you get a number bigger than 5, or no, smaller than 5 or bigger than 6, you know you made a mistake. But it should be between 5 and 6. If you had like 2 numbers.
Where did you get the 6 from?
I just made this up. Just to explain the even apart that you were asking.
Oh, the 2 thing. Got it.
Yeah. Okay. Like this is not really important though. But that's like if it was even. All right. Next one, we're going to find the mode. So the mode is the thing that happens most often. Okay, use my stem and leaf plot again. I say 242s, then 245s, but here I see 350s. And there's nothing else in this data that happens 3 times. So it's going to be 50. So the mode is 50. Oh, my fault.
I thought there were 4 zeros.
There's no. This is my fault. This right here is not just 5. Remember, I have to read it as a stem and leaf plot. So it's 4 and 5. So it's actually 45. Here, this 0 over here is a 40, while these zeros are 50s. So it's still 50 is the mode. These zeros are not necessarily the same number. This is for a 40, while the bottom ones are for the 50.
If we just did it with the number on top, can I get?
You
like,
will still get
all-
the same. You'll get the right answer.
Okay. I feel like
Yeah.
this is just.
That's fine. All right, so that's the median, that's the mode, and then the one that requires the most work is the mean. Do it in red, I guess. So the mean, what you're gonna have to do is add them all up together. So you take your calculator, add it up. So 35 plus 36 plus 38 plus 40 plus 42 plus 42 plus 44 plus 45 plus 45 plus 47 plus 47 plus 48. Oh, wait, no, 247. 48 plus 49 plus 50 plus 50 plus 50. And remember, you're going to do that. And what are you going to divide it by?
How many numbers are?
Good. How many numbers are there? And if you read the instructions, it said 11. And even if you didn't believe it, you could just count that there's 11 of them. So let's just take this thing and copy it into Google and see what it gives me. $60.9. I must have made a mistake. Let me add an extra one. 6, 8, 40, 22, 44, 45, 45, 47, 48, 49, 50, 50, 50, divided by 11. It can't be 60. What am I doing now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right. For whatever reason, this is a mistake right here. It is not 11 numbers. There's 15 numbers. Okay, whatever. My fault on that. So you should divide it by 15, not 11. Yeah, that makes more sense. This thing just freeze on me. Okay. You should be dividing by my fault 15 because you actually have 15 here. Okay, it's just taking longer. All right, so it should be actually divided by 15. I don't know why I said 11 if it was 15 numbers. And then you'll end up with 40.1. It'll round up to 0.1. So 40.1. Okay. So actually you always count it just in case, because I guess I can make a mistake on that. Which is weird, but whatever. Okay. Let's take the last thing. All right. Box and whisker plot. We're going to do this very quickly. I just brought the thing down here so we have the scores again so I can read it in the same page. All right, a box and whisker plot. We did the quarter thing, but we never actually drew it. So I'm going to show you how to draw it. So we need the minimum, the Q1, the quarter one, the middle or the median, Q3, and the max. So this is a box and whisker plot. So we need the middle, the max, the min, and the middles of those things. So first thing I'm going to do is just point out what my smallest is and what my biggest is, my min and my max. Well, that should be 50 and 35. The middle, I think we found it before, was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one right here, 45. Now pay attention. This is the different part of the thing. I'll just erase this row. So for this one, we're going to find Q1. Q1 is the half of the first half, which is a little complicated. So we're taking the half of this data right here. So we're trying to find the middle of this data right here. So if I count from the outside in, it seems like the middle of my data is 40 in the first half. Do not include the median. So it's the first half. So that is going to be 40. On the other side, it's the middle of my data. That's going to be my Q3. So I'm finding the middle of the second part. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This case is going to be 49. So this is going to be my 49. Now, so far what we listed doesn't seem like box and whisker. So what does that actually do? Here's the actual box and whisker. You're going to make a little number line. And we start at 35 and go to like 50. So I'm going to make a number line that kind of goes like 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. A little bit past, nothing too big, by pieces of 5. Now, each point here, I'm going to graph above the line. You could technically graph below it, but I'll just graph above it. So 35 would be here, 45 would be here, and 50 would be here. 40 would be here, and 49 would be here. And I know I'm going really fast, but I feel like I just realized I'm very low on time and I really want to get over everything. So after we find all those things, we're going to make a box out of the middle three numbers. So that's the box of the box and whisker. Kind of looks like a nose, I guess, if you think about it. And the whiskers are going to be on the outside pieces, so the last two. Maybe you want to think of it like a cat's nose, I don't know. But either way, that is a box and whisker plot. The most important thing about the box and whisker plot is finding these numbers and then just graphing this thing, okay? Sadly, I don't have a lot of time to stay on it. So I'm going to go on, and again, I'll post this up, and maybe I'll find a YouTube video of somebody doing box and whiskers. Okay, this kind of question. A license plate has 3 numbers followed by 4 letters. Find the different permutations. Now it says permutations, but we're not actually using the permutation stuff. What we're using is the combination, or we're using counting principle. So the first thing we know, there's going to be 3 numbers, so 3 one-digit numbers. And then followed by 4 letters. I'll use that in blue, 4 letter spaces, right? Now, how many one-digit numbers there are? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus 0. So there's 10 single-digit numbers. So it could be a 1, it could be a 2, it could be a 3, it could be a 7, it could be an 8, it could be a 0. The next number could be a 1, could be a 2, could be a 3, could be an 8, could be a 7, could be a 0. So that's 10. The next number, it could be a 1, could be a 2, could be a 3, could be an 8, could be a 10, could be a 0. So that's going to be this one. Times the letters in the alphabet. We're going to say English alphabet. So in this is going to be 26 different letters. It could be A, B, C, Q, R, T, V, W, whatever. So 26, 26, 26, 26. And it's going to be a huge number, so don't be shocked. Because think about it. You could have a lot of license plates, so it should be a huge number. So I'm going to write down the number. I'm just going to do it right now. 26 times 26 times 26 times 26. So that is, actually, can I just copy this number? Okay, so that is this number over here. And you're like, that's a huge number, but it kind of makes sense for license plates. You have a lot of cars and you need to be able to label each car independently. So it kind of makes sense, okay? All right. This one, how many different permutations can you form by using all the letters in the word bookkeeper? So this one we did where we had repeated letters. So first off, we're going to count how many letters we have in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 letters in total. So I'm going to put 10 factorial, or 10 with the exclamation point on top. Now I'm going to count how many repeats we have, and we're going to set that up. So I see I have a double O, so I'm going to put a 2 exclamation point. I see I have a double K, a 2 exclamation point. And I also see we have a 1, 2, a triple E. So that's going to be 3 exclamation point. Seems like there's no more doubles or triples or anything like that. Okay. So for this one, sadly, we can't just use the calculator like the next one you see. But this one, we're going to have to do it a long way. So we're going to write it out. 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. All over. 2 times 1 times 2 times 1 times 3 times 2 times 1. And let me just underline where each one is coming from. So that's the red part, that's the purple part, and that's the blue part. Okay. So from here, let's cross off anything that's in common. So I see a 2 and a 2, so I'm going to cross that out. And I see a 3 and a 3. I'm going to cross that out. Yes.
You can't just cancel out all this like the 3, 2, 1. Like I was gonna do that together.
No, it's one at a time. It's like they have to pair off. The last pair of 2s, like this 2 and this 2, like Mariah, what's 2 times 2?
4.
4. So because you can multiply it into 4, then you could cross out the 4 for that. That's how you could get multiple in one shot. Otherwise, when they match 1 to 1, you only could take 1 to 1 out. Okay?
I thought you said yesterday we don't need to know this part.
You don't need to know it for this thing here. But for this question, there's no like a quick formula for it. So you need to know it for this thing. And ones you don't need to cancel out because they're just 1. Who cares? Rude to 1, but whatever. So 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5. The 4 disappeared, the 3 disappeared, the 2 disappear. You could write 1, but you don't even have to type that in your calculator. 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5. Your answer is this number right here. And it's a big word, so you should have a lot of combinations and stuff. Kind of makes sense.
Mr. Tova, wouldn't you be able to cancel out 1?
You could, but canceling out or leaving 1 doesn't matter because when you times anything by 1, it doesn't change it. So if you didn't write 1, that's fine. Like I didn't type in 1 into the calculator there.
I'm saying for like the top number, like next to the 3, 2, 1, like I would
Yeah,
cancel.
that's fine.
Okay.
But you don't really care because 1 doesn't matter really. Like you don't even have to really draw the 1s, but I just tried to be consistent.
Got it.
All right. So that's that one right here. All right. Number 4, evaluate 10p6. So there's a calculator in your TI-80s. You could type it in your calculator. I'll type out the steps here because it'll be too long for me to pull out the calculator. And I already have a recorded version of that. I'll post that. In the calculator, you click math. Then you go right to PRB on the top right. Then you click on NCR or NPR, depending on the situation. I guess I should say, for most calculators, put the number first. Put the first number. Then do all that. Then put the second number. Okay. So then this is for a calculator. If you type into your calculator, I just did it right now. I believe it should be 5040. So that's the easy one. That literally tests me like, do you remember how to put in your calculator? These questions are the ones that take a little bit of brain power or concept. So in European NASCAR, there's a first, second, and third prize. If there are 19 cars racing, how many ways can the 3 places be filled? So we have 19 in total. We got to have 3 positions, gold, silver, bronze, or first, second, third. In this case, we're being particular because first place is not the same as second place, which is not the same as third place. So it's going to be 19p3. So it's going to be 19p3. And then if you type that in calculator, it should be 5814. So there's 5,814 ways there could be a podium. Again, easy on calculator. The hard part is just identifying. Because I'm being particular, it's going to be P.
Mr. Topal, doesn't the order matter here because it's first, second, third?
Yeah, the order matters. So because they're not the same job, right? Like being first is different than being third.
Oh, P means the order does matter. C means
Yeah.
doesn't. Oh, okay.
Yeah, C does not. Don't care. I don't know. I gotta figure out C word that means doesn't matter easier. Like P is particular. I just don't have a C word for it. Anyway, C thing, we're going to use the calculator. So this is going to be, you type in the calculator, which this one right here would be 66, I believe. Yeah, 66. But you just type that in your calculator. This one, how many subcommittee of 5 people can be selected from a committee of 13 people? So in this one, the 5 people are all going to be on the subcommittee. They all have the same job. So if you got hired first or hired last, or in this case, picked first or picked last, in this case, it doesn't matter. This does not matter. So that means out of the 13 people, we're choosing 5, and we don't care the order here. So 13 times 13, 12, 10, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. Divided by okay. If you type it in, I believe it should be 1287. I'm doing it the long way because I only have a basic calculator with me right now versus a nice calculator to do it for you. But it should be 1287. I'll check that later if I could get my hands on a TI-80. Yeah. So this one on the test, I will give you the percentages. I'll try to figure out a way to get rid of these things, but these will be blank. Okay. I'm just going to put little lines underneath here. Again, I'm going to figure out how to get this blank, or I'll just put it in paint or something. All right. And a normal distribution bell curve, by the way, that's this thing. Normal distribution bell curve. Answer the questions below. The mean, or if you know that means the X bar, is 72. And the standard deviation, which is the sigma, is 4. So first thing we're going to have to do is fill in this table or this curve. So if the mean is 72, that means in the middle is 72. You're just going to be consistent, very straightforward. If the middle is 72, the middle is 72. The mean is 72, the middle is 72. Now this sigma tells me I'm going to, when I go to the right, add 4. And if I go to the left, I'm going to minus 4. So we're going to fill this in. 72 plus 4 is 76. 76 plus 4 is 80. 80 plus 4 is 84. In the reverse direction, 72 minus 4 is 68. 72 minus 4 is 64. 72 minus 4 is 60. So here we have find the probability for x is greater than 64. So I want the probability of x is greater than 64. So I'm going to start here. And sadly, this is not lined up correctly, but 64 would be right here. So this is 64. And I'm going to have to find a neater one for this thing. But let's say this is 64, and I want everything bigger than 64. What I'm going to do is add all these pieces together. If you want the shortcut way, since you know this is 50%, you could automatically assume this right here is 50%. That's the shortcut way. But if you don't know the shortcut way, you just straight add everything you see. So 13.5 plus 34 plus 34 plus 13.5 plus 2.35 plus 15, 0.15. But again, you should know the second half is 50, so you could just kind of do 13.5 plus 34 plus 50. Doesn't matter which way you do it. I'm just showing you a little shorter way. And after you do all that, it should be 97.5. Yeah. Next one, I'm going to reuse the same one here. I need to find the percentage of data between 68 and 80. So 68 and 80. So that's going to be 68 is supposed to be this one over here. And 80 is going to be 1, 2, this one over here. I'm sorry, it's a little misaligned, but it is what it is. So I'm going to take this piece of data, this piece of data, and this piece of data. So I'm going to add the pieces that are in between 68 and 80, which are, I'll use a different color, I guess. This here, and this here. So that's 34 plus 34 plus 13.5. And that should end up with 81.5. Yeah. So this one is straightforward and very easy. You just fill in the numbers and you take the percentages from the curve. And I'm telling you, I'm not even going to force you to remember the percentages. I will give you the percentages. What you're adding in is these numbers down here. So very straightforward, very simple. All right, this bottom half, this is going to be your exit ticket. So what you're going to do is draw yourself a bell curve. You can use the percentages from above. Actually, you know what? I'll just copy and paste this thing. So you have it as a reference. Actually, I cannot copy and paste this thing. All right, draw yourself a bell curve. This is 34, 13.5, 2.35, and 0.15. Same thing over here. .15. So make yourself a bell curve. In the middle is going to be the mean, and that's based off the problem over here. Notice the mean is 18 and the standard deviation is 3. So fill in the blanks for yourself and give me the answer for A and give me the answer for B. Once you do, you're free to go. Have a wonderful day. But this is your exit ticket. Make yourself the bell curve. The percentages are always the same, so I even wrote it down for you. Give me the answer for A and give me the answer for B. And for A and B, just type it like this. A is that, B is this. I gave you 2 random numbers. That's not the actual answers. It can't be above 100%. So fill that in and send it to me, and you're free to go.
You got it.
Oh, let me check it out. My bad. And B is, let me just check real quick. 12 would be, I gotta do it in my head real quick. 1 second, 6. Mariah, your A is correct, but your B, I think, is off. Wait, let me just check everyone's answer. My bad. You're just added your B a little wrong. You added like a 0.15 for some reason. You don't need that. Nahem, you're good. Ella, you're good. Eliana, you're good.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
No problem. And Mariah, like I said, you just added 0.15 extra. I don't know why for B, but otherwise you're good then. Okay.
I'm like dead tired. That's probably why.
All right. So check out this recording later. No
I'll
problem.
get up, post it, okay?
Yeah, of course, of course.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
You too. Haley, you all right? Or you want me to explain this one for you? Haley, you there?
Sorry, I'm not home. I can't really do it.
All right, then. I'm going to let you go then, all right?
Thank you.
No problem. Bye-bye. And this is for the recording, just in case if you didn't get it. 18, we're going to plus or minus 3 each time. So 21, 24, 27. And then less, 15, 12, 9. And then for here, 18 to 21, that's just this place right here. So that's 34, no need to add. And then for 12 to 18, so 12 to 18 is this area right here. So 13.5 plus 34, that gives me 47.5. Okay. And that's just for the recording. Guys, have a good luck on the test. Have a wonderful day.